Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is a flat chisel or striking chisel. It's designed to split things, move things. It's basically a pretty crude tool. This one's got dual faces. This is the primary face. It's actually razor sharp here, and then it's got a secondary face, so it's got a striking surface here and a striking surface here. This one is about 4 millimeters thick on this end and about 7 on this end. Why that's important? Well, here's a Gador version. This has got the one main business end. It's a little rougher, not finished as well as the PB Swiss, and a rounded end here. It's a uniform size. This is the 4 millimeter version. These are fairly inexpensive. They're under $10. This one might even be about $7 now. And they also make a thicker one. This one's a 4 millimeter. You can also get a 7 millimeter. And remember I said the 7 millimeter was the thickness over here? The 7 millimeter Gador is about $30. On this PB Swiss, you get a 4 millimeter front end and a 7 millimeter rear for about $30. Now what do you do with one of these? They are often used for splitting apart metal components or just crude operations where you need to really add some kind of sharp force right at the front end for dealing with troublesome metal often, but you can use them for all kinds of other things, and that's why I have them. In fact, having some kind of a really sharp, really strong, durable, just kind of again, a brute force tool in this form is great. I've used these, the Snap-on striking scrapers, for years. I love these things. Very similar, you know, again, it's very thick. Not quite, I mean, you might not be able to split apart an engine block or transmission or something with one of these, but you could with one of these. You know, that's one of their uses, is separating engine components. They're different from traditional wood chisels. The wood chisel, you could sacrifice one and use it for such things, except often this is a harder steel, it's more brittle, there's a better chance you're going to shatter it, and the striking head is designed more for the forces involved with wood, not necessarily metal. Snap-on makes some straight kind of front end striking tools like this thing. It's almost like a screwdriver, and you can see from the shape here, you know, fairly symmetrical. That's designed to get in between things and bend them out. You can see it's got a little ramp on this side. The tip is fairly smooth. There are others. Obviously, Snap-on's got some traditional carbon scrapers and traditional pry bars. But where these come in, they're smaller, thinner, they fit down into different places. You can break things loose, you can separate things, move things, cut things if you have to. Now, it doesn't have that chisel side where it's cut all towards one end, the standard chisel. The Gador, same way. That's what makes them more splitting than traditional chisels that are ground to one end. So it's a little bit different. It's designed to separate things apart, not necessarily be used as a directional element, but they do come in handy. I just picked this one up. I'm gonna see how this goes. PB Swiss makes excellent stuff. They're not that wide, about an inch wide. Again, this one's about 4 millimeters thick at its working end. Jumps up to 7 here, so a little bit more metal, a little heftier. But if you haven't used one of these, or you don't have one of these, this is a good starting point, this Gador. This is 2104, 4 millimeter, and this they call the splitting chisel. Similar design, just a crude piece of metal. The PB Swiss is a little stronger, more colorful. But if you need something where you just want to start pounding on stuff, breaking things loose, separating materials, this is really the tool for it. Not used a lot, at least in my world, but when you need it, or you might end up breaking another tool. I'm also going to explore, here's a Klein. This is kind of a combination centering and pry bar. Just an outstanding tool. I'll get to this thing. but for the money, for the amount of iron you get, and for the leverage, and just a razor sharp splitting finish here, it's worth it. But anyway, I'll put links to those. This one again, when I last checked on Amazon, this thing was under $7, which is not bad, even though it's just a piece of metal. And with that, Doc out.